Joining us this evening to discuss COVID-19 protocols and adherence is a psychotherapist, Tosi Imageme, is in our Lagos studio. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here with you.
It's great to have you. I recall yesterday the PTF touched on the role of young people, how they've helped in this fight against COVID-19, and also called on other young people to join in this fight, essentially saying, wear your face masks, ensure physical distancing and, adhere to other safety protocols. But you and I know young people think differently, right?
Yeah,
so how can we tailor that message to suit, the thinking process of young people?
Okay, I think first and foremost is very important that the government propagate this news more often. Mm-hmm. If you put it on TV, how often do we have electricity? How often do we have power? Radio, now social media. More people are on social media. More people are watching the reality shows we have now. So I think the more we propagate the message, the better. There's a saying that faith comes by hearing and hearing. How we process it, we take in information through our eye gates and ear gates. Mm-hmm. So when we hear and see things, often we tend to believe them. Mm-hmm. The only challenge is that the average Nigerian doesn't trust the government, and the average Nigerian thinks that the government doesn't have his best interest at heart. Mm-hmm. And so I tell people that the greater pandemic here is not COVID-19, it's hunger. And the death rate of COVID-19 is about less than 3%. But what's the death rate of hunger? If you don't eat, of course, you're going to die.
It's so hard to put a figure to that, because I know that conversation, had been ongoing. But, schools have reopened now, although safely. That's what it's called, safe reopening of schools. It's a gradual process for exit classes. And they're meant to write exams in the coming week. But these children have been at home for a while. I mean, they've not had the opportunity to play with friends, the usual activities they do. Do you think we sometimes neglect what these students are going through, maybe?
Yeah, of course, because naturally we are social animals. Mm. We love to mingle. No one can live in isolation. You will die. Everything we do, we wear clothes because of other people. Otherwise, if you weren't taking into cognizance the fact that other people are, on this earth, you would walk naked. So we basically do everything, for relevance, to socialize and all that. And these kids are innocent. They still have a clean slate. Their mind is more like a clean slate. So they want to mingle with their friends. It's the natural process of childhood. And oftentimes when you take away their childhood from them, it affects them over time. It happened to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson got to the spotlight at the age of 5. Mm. He didn't have time for friends and all that, and it affected him later on in life. So yes, I think we need to take into cognizance the fact that, they need to mingle, but this is a pandemic here.
And we need to adhere to those protocols.
Yeah, this is life.
Yeah. If I can just put this in before we round off, they're going to write exams, and there's been this debate, how hard, how difficult should that examination be? I mean, they're just recovering. So are you advocating maybe for, stepping down the difficulty level of the examinations, maybe just to take it easy on the students, or still give them the normal dose?
Well, in my opinion, I don't think that's the ultimate determinant of a man's intelligence is an examination. I do know there are a lot of people who do not do well in the classroom, but later on in life, they do so well. So whether they, reduce the cutoff marks or they extend the dates, eventually a child who will succeed. It's fine as a government to maybe lower the scores or find means to ensure that it's better for them, because of course most of them have not been so involved in academics and all that. It's natural. So that can be, I think the government can put that in place. But ultimately, I think intelligence is beyond the classroom or, a test.
That's a great place to anchor. Tosi Imageme, psychotherapist, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.
My pleasure.